Okay, so the police cadets simulation of a crash is underway, and we've had to split it up into two parts because it's such a long video. So here's the second part of the video showing the extraction of the casualties from the car, and also how the air ambulance get involved with the road crash situations. Have a look and learn from it. Thanks.
Care team are just arriving now. These are the guys in orange. We have a doctor and we have a critical care paramedic. So these are bringing with them their medical equipment, with extra medical equipment that they can provide, as well as extra drugs and medicine that the road paramedics might not have with them.
Notice with the fire service that when they are cutting, making any cut, they'll use something like that, that just basically gives us a form of protection between the cutters and the casualty. And you'll notice they wouldn't smash any glass or do anything without that in place. Just an extra layer of protection.
Thank you. Okay, I just want to quickly talk about the environment that we're all operating in now. As you can see, it is chaotic. There's lots of people doing really important stuff. And even on a nice, dry, sunny evening like today, it can present some challenges. So if you can imagine dealing with this at 3 o'clock in the morning on a cold, windy, rainy February night, it's going to be really problematic. But we still have to do it.
So when the doctor and our critical care paramedic arrive on the scene from the air ambulance, what they'll do is initially speak to the guys who are already at the scene, the fire service, the police and the paramedics, to assess what's been going on, assess who's the most injured, who needs the critical care, and then they'll get to work on the most critically injured patient. As you can see now, they're working on the head injury in the blue vehicle. So if there is more than one patient that requires their critical care, they will split their attention equally. What the paramedic will be doing now in the blue car is assessing the patient and assessing what he needs to do, what critical care needs to be provided.
Notice on the rear car now that we've got a whiteboard. The fire service has got a whiteboard in. We're going to try and get that casualty out and get them away to critical care.
So in the case of the most critically ill patients, as the patient with a severe head injury, we may perform a pre-hospital anaesthetic, to sedate the patient, so we might put them to sleep to make sure that they are stabilised. And once they do this, they'll package the patient to make sure that they don't move.
Major hazards for both the medical and the fire service at a road traffic collision are the underpoint airbags within cars. So before they make cuts, what the fire service will do, they'll have a little look to see that they're not running into any of the what are called SRS airbag activation systems, so that they don't go off uncontrolled, because it's a very dangerous environment to be in. So one of the things they'll do is just check for those before they put cuts into those cars.
Okay, the update from the police officers at the scene, based on the fact that the report suggested that two vehicles were driving at speed, driving close to each other, and that may be a factor. Unfortunately, we now are dealing with a fatal collision, so we have death at the scene. As a result of information and what's happened, police officers have now arrested two individuals for causing death by dangerous driving. What we have also deployed to this scene is another really important role for us, and that is the role of the family liaison officer. Family liaison officers are there to start providing those really horrible, traumatic messages to families in circumstances like this. And they also help and support the families during that whole investigation. The reality check when you look at this scenario is that A, you do not want to be the person that receives that call or that knock on the door. And the second element of that is that it is a really horrible scenario to be the individual that is going to knock on the door and give that message. So if there's no other food for thought this evening, just think about that. It's about providing those individuals that are still trapped in vehicles with the urgent care that they need. And as you can see, this can be quite a lengthy process. Every step of the way, what these officers and emergency services workers will be doing is getting that real tactical advice from our paramedic colleagues regarding the best and safest way to move these individuals without causing more injury. As you can see, they've all got neck braces on, so they suspect neck and back injuries. Quite a critical situation, and you really do have to have quite a methodical plan in terms of getting these people out of the cars. On the red car at the moment, some of the fire crews have put some yellow marks. That's just really identifying where the cuts are going to be made. They've had a look to check that there's no airbag sort of activation system behind, so they're happy for those to cut there. So this will be creating a lot more space so that we can get the whiteboards in there, we can get those casualties in the rear seats best out as quickly as possible.
Emergency services are working on this incident. So the next time you're travelling down to Cornwall for your summer holes and you come across a road closure and you're stuck in a road traffic queue for several hours, you will now know why that is the case. So please bear with us and don't get too frustrated. As Jan said, each of these scenarios has to be investigated. That investigation can take hours and hours, and the road will not be open until the investigation is completed. So although this may seem to be taking quite a while, the reality is this is being done in fast time. It will all happen a lot slower and take a lot more hours than it is tonight.
So on the blue car now, fire crews are obviously using the cutters, hydraulic cutters. So they'll put 4 cuts in and they'll take that whole roof off, and that will create a huge amount of space to extricate that casualty.
As you've just seen, the fatal casualty has been moved out of the public view just to protect the public who will be around along on the roads that might see that.
you before about the fact that we not only look at this as a rescue situation, but also as a scene where part of our role is about securing evidence and trying to piece together what happened. What you can see on the tyres is that the collision estimator has already marked that right straight on the tyres. The reason why we do that is we need to keep this scene as intact as possible, so that once we've completed the rescue phase, we can then analyse and basically examine this scene in great detail and try to piece together what's happened. It's really important to go to that scene and get exact. Obviously, we're also starting to take some photographs of the scene now, which again helps us build that picture, helps us build that place. As you can see, we're still dealing with casualties at the scene. But what I thought I'd do is just talk for a few moments about what else could be happening behind the scenes. Because at the moment, you can see what's in front of you, but this incident has been running for, I think, just over an hour. It's quite probable that there will be some disruption for other road users as well. So behind the scenes, there may well be plans that are being formulated around traffic diversions, use of alternative routes, particularly if this is a collision that's happened on the motorway, one of our major main roads, where sheer volume of traffic will necessitate some diversion being put in place. And again, depending on where the location of the collision is, that could be quite an easy process, or it could be quite problematic. And that's been something that needs to be sorted out.
Notice the officer in charge of the fire service there will liaise very closely with the medical team. And obviously that medical assessment that they're given will indicate or dictate what sort of plan the fire crews can come up with to educate those casualties. bomb. Sharp protection goes on to protect everyone from those sharp edges. And then next will be the execution of that fabrication.
We spend on average anywhere between 5 and 7 hours seeing the maximum. So yeah, this is speeded up vastly. It can take anything there, like I said, 5 to 7 hours. And by the time they literally they will mark out the whole scene. Stick them to go, you know? Hey? That's that.
In terms of the emergency services that are present dealing with this scenario is that everyone understands what everybody's role is. We train quite a lot with partner services, so we all understand what our role is. So when we have these kind of situations, what you see here is teamwork, where police, fire, ambulance, air ambulance, and whoever else may be required to attend can just get into the scene and work together, everyone understanding each other's needs, the terms, and what they do.